The Golden Apple, a tale of greed and generosity. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a kind-hearted farmer named Arvind. He was known throughout the village for his hard work and generosity. Arvind lived with his wife Leela in a modest cottage. They were not wealthy, but they had enough to live a comfortable life, and they always shared what little they had with others. One day, while plowing his field, Arvind discovered something unusual in the soil. As he dug deeper, he uncovered a golden apple, gleaming brightly in the sunlight. It was unlike any fruit he had ever seen, and its radiance seemed to promise something extraordinary. Arvind's heart skipped a beat as he wondered how such a treasure had come to rest in his field. With great care, he held the golden apple in his hands and walked back to his cottage. "Leela, look what I found!" he exclaimed. Leela, who was busy preparing lunch, was equally amazed when she saw the golden apple. "What do you think we should do with it?" she asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. Arvind thought for a moment and replied, "This apple could change our lives, but we must be careful. Maybe we should offer it to the village elder. He is wise and might know what to do." Leela agreed, and together they made their way to the elder's house. The elder, an old man named Kavi, listened carefully as Arvind explained how he had found the golden apple. Kavi examined the apple and said, "This is a magical gift, Arvind. It holds the power to grant one wish. But remember, wishes born from downward greed can lead to fortune. Use it wisely." Arvind and Leela were grateful for the elder's advice and decided to take some time to think about what to wish for. That evening, as they sat together in their cottage, Arvind and Leela discussed the possibilities. They could wish for wealth, for a larger farm, or for a life of luxury. However, they both knew deep down that their happiness did not depend on riches. The next day, Arvind went to the village market to sell his crops. As he walked through the bustling market, he overheard a conversation between two villagers. One of them, Rajan, was complaining about his poverty. "If I had just a little more, I could live like the rich men in the city," Rajan said bitterly. Arvind paused, his heart heavy with the knowledge of how greed could twist a person's heart. He realized that, although he had the power to change his life, the true measure of wealth was not in trial possessions but in kindness and contentment. He returned home, determined to make a selfless wish. That evening, Arvind stood before the golden apple and said, "I wish that the crops of this village may flourish and that every person may find peace and happiness, no matter their circumstances." He placed the apple in the center of the room and closed his eyes, hoping his wish would come true. To his astonishment, the apple glowed even brighter. The next day, the village experienced a bountiful harvest, and the once dry fields flourished with abundance. The villagers, seeing the prosperity, were filled with gratitude. Arvind's selfless wish had not only transformed his own life, but had brought prosperity and happiness to everyone. Rajan, the man who had complained about his poverty, was among the first to notice the changes. His once-end fields began to yield a rich harvest. Grateful for the blessings, he sought out Arvind and thanked him. "You could have asked for wealth for yourself, but instead, you chose to wish for the good of all. I have learned a great lesson from you, Arvind," he said. The moral of the story spread throughout the village. True wealth lies not in material riches, but in the kindness and generosity we show to others. Arvind's selfless wish had not only improved his life, but had uplifted the entire village. From that day on, the villagers lived in harmony, sharing their blessings, and never forgetting the lesson that Arvind had taught them. And so Arvind and Leela continued to live a humble,